Proverbs chapter 6 and verses 6 to 8, it tells us that we need to consider the ant. Throughout all of creation, God has written messages to us, instructions for us, insights into how He intends us to live by observing the world around us. And within everything, God has imbued His character so that through the visible things, we might understand invisible things. And here in Proverbs 6, verse 6 to 8, it tells us to go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. So it's telling those of us who have a proclivity towards laziness and putting things off and taking things easy, it's telling us that if we observe the ant, there is something in the ant's way of life. The lesson of the ant will instruct me on how I can live in such a way that I will end up no longer being a sluggard, no longer being a slug, and becoming wise. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer, no ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. And towards the end of Proverbs, we're told, the ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. So notice we read ant, but God says people. The ants are a people. So it's a message to people. The ant, running around, scurrying around, has a message for us. And the message of the ant is simple. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. It's a message to people. When you go up in a plane, high up in the sky, or you get to the top of a tall building and look down upon people walking upon the roads, they look like ants. The ants are a people. It's a message to us. And so the message of the ant is simple. The message is, prepare yourself. Notice the ant. He prepares for the winter while it's still summer. The ant totally disregards what has happened in his past. He's not dealing with the issues of the past. He's come to the point of closure regarding yesterday. He's not nursing and rehearsing past troubles. He's not repeating the same mistakes over and over again. He's closed that chapter of his life. And he's looking to his future. Many of us are 30 years old and worried about something that happened to us when we were 12. 40 years old and still complaining about someone who left us when we were 32. 45 years old and hamstrung by a mistake we made when we were 18. You'll never be wise when you're looking backwards. Watch the ant. He's not working backwards. Neither is the ant consuming his present. The ant has the innate ability to delay gratification. You cannot prepare yourself if you're unable to wait. If you can't wait, you're going to miss out on what God has for you in your future. Eye hasn't seen, ear hasn't heard, neither has it entered into the imagination of man what God has in store for those who wait on Him. Waiting, delayed gratification, is essential for us to be able to receive the good things that God has for us in the future. In a way, that's what we do when we work. We are delaying gratification. We're working. At the end of the week, we'll receive our pay and receive thereby the necessities that we are going to require to be able to enjoy the weekend and the following week, to be able to have a place to live and food on the table. To put money away delays the gratification as we work. Putting money away delays the gratification that we'll receive when we get to go on holidays in the future, and so on and so forth. Look to the ant. He has a strategy. His whole philosophy is to get ready for what is about to happen in his life. Get ready. Get ready. The word of the Lord is you have to prepare yourself. Look to the ant. The ant uses his summer to prepare for the winter. He's taking the food of his summer and moving it towards his winter. He works on where he's going and doesn't have time to worry about where he is. I'm busy, he says. I don't have time to worry about what somebody's saying about me right now. I'm preparing. I'm moving forward. I can't wait for you to prepare me. I can't wait on some preacher to prepare me. I can't wait on my boss to prepare me. I can't wait on somebody to discover me. I'm going to prepare myself. You don't see the ant sitting back somewhere letting others do the gathering. He says, if I'm going to eat it, I have to prepare it. Bring it in yourself. God says, I've got something out there that is going to sustain you in your latter days, but you're going to have to bring it in yourself. Eye hasn't seen and ear hasn't heard. Neither has it entered the imagination of man what God has prepared for those who wait on him. But you're going to have to go out there and bring it in yourself. Prepare. The prefix being when you do it. Pre, beforehand. The pair is referring to what you do with it. To pare, like having a paring knife, means that you shape it according to the contour of what you're going to need. Prepare the food you're going to eat and put it in place so that it can be ready for you when you get there. Prepared means you've got to be willing to look like a fool now so that you don't feel like a fool later on. Getting something ready for what you don't need right now. You've got to be ready for something that hasn't happened yet. Getting ready for your destiny rather than consumed by the things that are happening right now. You've got to be prepared. God doesn't ever react. When the enemy makes a move and I react, that means that the enemy is in charge. The enemy has never made a move that God has reacted to. God always precedes anything that the enemy does because God is the actor. He is the one in charge. He acts. He is sovereign. He does what he does when he wants to do whatever he wants to do. It's the enemy that is playing catch up, trying to catch up with what God is doing. And when the devil tempted Eve and Adam, and they both sinned, God was already prepared because the Lamb was slain from the foundation of the earth. God is way ahead of anything the enemy is doing. He has already prepared your blessing. He has already prepared your blessing, but you must be prepared to receive it. Have you ever felt the urge to get ready? There's no reason for it, but you've just got to do it. The ant has wisdom for anybody who is prepared to get ready for what is going to come. And also, if you watch the ant, you're out there having a picnic, and the ant comes along and sees your sandwich there, and the sandwich is much bigger than the ant. And he goes and gets a few of his friends, and they get your sandwich that is much bigger than the ant. And they start pulling it and dragging it away, even though it is much larger than them, because they know that they have to be prepared for their future. What this means is that you have to be willing to go for more, to go for more than what you think you need. To go for more, your vision has to be for something greater, has to be bigger than what you are right now, because you're moving into something larger than where you are right now. And so the ant will grab that sandwich because he's got a bigger future ahead of him. And so also you must go for something that is larger to prepare the way. My vision is much bigger than I am. I don't have enough resources at the moment for my vision. I have to go and get something larger. I don't have enough people. I have to gather in more people. I don't have enough time. I've got to make more time. I don't have enough experience. I've got to get more experience behind me. But I am going to bring that vision in. I may look like a fool while I'm preparing, because what I have to gather now seems so much larger than what I will need in my here and now, but I'm going to need it for my future. I may have to go back to school. I may have to get a second job. I may have to dig deeper. I may have to dig deeper foundations for my house, for my life, for my future right now. But I'm going to be prepared for whatever God has for me in my future. And that is the message of the ant from the book of Proverbs, the wisdom that God has for us, for our here and now, to be able to move from being lazy with our lives into becoming productive with our lives. So God bless you. We'll see you soon for more wisdom out of the book of Proverbs.